Alright class, today we're going to talk about something super important, energy resources and how they play a critical role in modern life. You might not always think about it, but every time you flip on a light switch, charge your phone, or ride in a car, you're using energy from some type of resource. But did you know that the way we use and manage these resources has a big impact on the environment? Today, we'll explore why these resources are so important, and how things like conservation, disposal, and recycling can make a difference for our planet. Let's start by talking about why energy resources are so critical to modern life. Energy is what powers our homes, schools, and transportation. It helps us cook food, heat our homes in winter, and keep cool in the summer. The energy we use mostly comes from natural resources like coal, oil, natural gas, and even renewable sources like wind, solar, and hydroelectric power. Without these resources, we wouldn't have the technology, transportation, or comfort we rely on every day. Imagine a day with no electricity to charge your devices or no fuel for buses to get to school. That's how much we depend on energy. But here's the thing, many of the energy resources we use today are non-renewable, which means once we use them up, they're gone forever. Coal, oil, and natural gas are examples of these non-renewable resources. When we burn these fuels to make energy, they also release harmful gases into the air, contributing to climate change and pollution. This is why we need to think about how to conserve energy, which means using less of it to protect our planet and make these resources last longer. Now let's talk about conservation. Conservation is all about using energy and other natural resources more wisely. We can do this by turning off lights when we leave a room, using less water, and recycling materials like paper, plastic, and metal instead of throwing them away. When we conserve energy, we help reduce the amount of resources we use, which is good for the environment. It also means that we're putting less pressure on non-renewable resources like coal and oil. Even small actions like unplugging electronics when they're not in use or riding a bike instead of driving can make a big difference. But what happens to all the waste we create from using energy and other resources? This brings us to the idea of disposal and recycling. When we use products like plastic, glass, and metal, they don't just disappear when we're done with them. If we throw them away, they end up in landfills, which can harm the environment. But if we recycle these materials, we can turn them into new products instead of letting them sit in a landfill. Recycling helps save natural resources because we don't have to mine or harvest new ones to make new products. For example, recycling aluminum cans means we don't have to dig up more aluminum from the earth. It's also important to think about how we dispose of waste. Some waste, like electronic devices, contains harmful chemicals that can leak into the environment if not handled properly. This is why it's important to recycle electronics instead of throwing them in the trash. By making smart choices about disposal and recycling, we help protect the environment and reduce pollution. In summary, energy resources are essential to our daily lives, but they come with responsibilities. We need to focus on conservation, recycling, and proper disposal of resources to ensure that we're using them in a way that doesn't harm the environment. By understanding the role of these resources and how to manage them, we can help create a healthier planet for ourselves and future generations. So, as we move forward, think about what you can do to help conserve energy. Can you turn off lights more often or start recycling at home? Small changes can add up to make a big difference. Let's work together to protect our planet and make sure we're using natural resources responsibly.